All right. When you're doing your farewell stream, you can't start off with no sound. That's just a thing you can't do because ultimately people are going to click on this after I'm not live. And so I can't just have a minute and a half of me just sitting there like, but yeah, so take two. And again, if just to be upfront and open, I have a feeling people are going to be all, oh my God, it's probably clickbait. Is it now? He's going to kill me. Allie is going to kill me. Yep. Again, just in case you guys missed that, he's going to kill me. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about a bunch of stuff, dude, because you know what's going on? I'm leaving tomorrow for Cabo for a week. And so this is going to be my final stream until probably the second day I'm there when I get antsy and I feel like I want to talk to you guys. So, but yeah, dude, we'll talk about this story. This is, I mean, I saw this and like, this is actually like a really interesting story. I mean, first of all, as far as I can tell, Fernand is not a very good dude, man. I don't know, I don't know the ins and outs of this whole thing, but like, he looks like he's being an enormous prick and blocking this young fighter from being able to go to the UFC. The guy just fought for $4,000 in a fight for the title. And anyway, we'll get into all of it. Ooh, no, the audio recording. I did not listen to that, but we'll listen to that together. 100%. We will listen to that together. Let me find that right now. Dude, did you guys see Draymond Green knock out his teammate at practice? I'm just killing time. We'll talk about the alley thing in a second once everybody gets on. But did you, Jake, thank you very much, sir. I will have an incredible trip. Thank you. But dude, yeah, well, we'll listen to the audio together. I haven't heard it. So you guys will get to see me react live to it. I will say this though. The messages that Fernand like released in this tweet, I was like, why would he think that this makes Ali look like the bad guy? You know what I mean? Like, I was like, why would he think, like, why on earth, how would Ali be the bad guy in this conversation right here? But anyway, but Draymond, dude, really quick. The Draymond Green thing, I don't understand why people are just being like, oh man, let's see him box, bro. Let's see Draymond box. And let me actually show, you know what? Before we even do that, let me show you guys something else. It's totally relevant about me and Draymond Green. Watch this, dude. Oh my God, this thing is so deep. I don't know, you can't even find it on Google anymore. That's crazy. Oh, here's something with it. But the very first athlete that I ever endorsed when I was running Major League Fantasy was Draymond Green, his freshman year. But anyway, so I'm sorry, his after like in the middle of his rookie year. So, but check this out. I hear everyone going, "Oh wow, Draymond Green, super slick punch, beebity boop boop," and I'm like, dude, he knocked out his fucking teammate. Like, there's no one that should have any comments about the Draymond Green punch other than fuck that guy. Okay? Straight up. Like, fucking no room for interpretation. He rolled up on a dude on his team that's way fucking smaller than him. Now, I would love to show that on the channel, but like I said in my video yesterday, I have a community guidelines warning from showing a street fight. I'm not like, I don't know where basketball fights rank on that. I'm not risking the channel to show it to you guys. Just look it up on your phone. But like, Dude, Green, the guy, I mean, what's his name that he punched, is this tiny little dude who was just standing there. Maybe he was jawing, but Draymond came right up to him and stood directly in his face, and the dude pushed him away. And so Draymond knocks him unconscious, a guy on his own fucking team. Like, dude, getting in pushing matches with people on your team, that's fine. Like, that's okay. You know, you get heated at practice, you push a guy, cool. Like, they push back, cool. Fuck you. All right. You know, all right, sorry, man. You know, it's a little awkward. You knock a fucking dude out on your own team. That shit's not cool, dude. Like, that shit's not cool at all. It's bullshit. Fuck him, dude. Anyway. I mean, unless there's something about the story that I don't know. Like, is there like, you know, like, did he just find out that JP like fucked his wife or something? You know what I mean? Like, is that what we're talking about? Like, is there something going on that was not just, hey, we're arguing on the basketball court and then I knocked out my fucking teammate? Someone, you know what? Anybody who thinks, like, raise your hand if you think that's cool, you know? Like, of course, like, I wanted to watch, I watched the video, and yeah, he moved pretty fast as, you know, for a fucking non-fighter, pretty impressive punch, straight Superman punch, on the jaw, knocked him out, you know? But like, I mean, does anybody disagree that that's complete fucking bullshit? To knock out your fucking teammate? Like, it's not literally, like, even in a game, dude, like against another team, you're kind of like, you know, I mean, it depends on what they say, but if a guy loses it to that point where they knock out a dude on the court and then they get suspended for 20 games, I'm not like, wow, you know, what a badass, you know, like that's not my reaction. I'm like, you fucking spaz. You fucking spaz. If someone did something where a person, like, hypothetically, if Draymond had instigated the entire thing, thrown a punch at JP and JP had slipped it and knocked Draymond out, then I'd be like, all right, that's pretty gangster. You know, that's pretty gangster. But to instigate the entire thing with a guy on your own team and then knock him out, like, who thinks that's cool? Are we in a place where, like, all violence is cool? Just, hey, if it's violent and someone did it, they're cool. It's like, get the fuck out of here. Idiot. Knocked out his own fucking teammate. Fucking moron. Anyway, so let's talk about this Ali Abdelaziz thing, though, because I actually want to find that phone conversation. But first, we could just look at this. So Fernand Lopez. So if you guys don't know who this is the dude who manages Cyril Gahn, who used to manage Francis Ngannou, and there was all this, like, you know, how do I not follow Luke Thomas? You know, where it's like there was all this drama, you know, with Francis and him. He was like, he's the guy that originally was managing Francis before he went over to Markel. And yeah, I'm still alive. I don't know for how long Ali has been treating me. I don't even understand what this is saying. I don't know for how long Ali has been treating me to use every to destroy me over my client. Okay, so he must have used like a Google translator or something, you know, like he probably put this in French and this is what it spit out. Ali has been treating me to use every to destroy me over my client that he thought he can just him, even though we have a management contract. Okay, I don't really understand what that means. It sounds like what he's saying is, I don't know. It sounds like what he's saying is like Ali is trying to take him, even though they have a contract. But hang on, okay. So then, like, you look at these texts. Okay, look, like this is from Ali to Fernand. Like this is what I read where I was like, how is Ali the bad guy in this? Like from these, he said, I told you can manage the kid. I have no idea he have management contract with you. It's your ego going to kill you. You're blackmailing him. He's a poor kid. If you are a little bit of a human, I know you feel bad. If you don't feel bad, you're a fucking animal. Okay, so I can tell you right now what this is. This is also the reason why this sounds all broken. Like, obviously, Ali Abdelaziz speaks perfect English. Like, what this is like going through like some kind of French translation, I think, or something like, where actually, wait, how? If Ali's writing it in French, I don't know. There's something like this is just fucking weird because this is not how Ali talks. I don't think you're black, like just in the fact that it doesn't sound like smooth, you're blackmailing him if he's a poor kid. If you are a little bit of a human, I know you feel bad. If you don't feel bad, you're a fucking animal. I agree with that, dude. Because the guy is saying he's basically in this kind of like this thing about the UFC. Like, he has in the contract that Fernand Lopez has with this kid, it says that if the kid goes to the UFC, he gets out of his contract. Right. And so the kid's like, okay, I want to exercise my contract and get out of it. Like, I don't want to be in. He has a management contract with Fernand. And he's like, okay, I don't want to be in I don't want you to be my manager anymore. And we have in the contract that if I go to UFC, I can get out of it in plain English. And Fernand's like, no, you're acting in bad faith. I'm not letting you out of your contract. And so Ali, who I assume the guy is trying to go and allow him to manage, is like, dude, are you fucking serious? Because Fernand basically said, I'll take him to court and I'll keep him tied up for 3 years to where he won't be able to fight in the UFC at all. And so at least that's my understanding. And so Ali's like, you would keep this kid from fighting just to keep a hold of him when there's a provision in his contract that he can leave you if he goes to the UFC? So he's like, I'm going to do everything in my power for good to defeat evil. This kid did nothing bad to you. You think UFC likes what you're doing? You think the UFC likes you hurting the lives of these young kids? I'm going to spend every dollar to use every source to get justice for Slim. That's the fighter. This is a very personal thing now. You should be ashamed of yourself. Now I believe everything Francis has said about you. I'm going to make you famous. It was no need. Try to destroy the kid's life. Thank you, brother. You are the God. Thank you. You are the God thing. I don't really understand why these are all so written so weird, but what you did to this kid is evil. Promise you do the same thing. Basically, the bottom line is like this. The guy, I have no reason to think that provision is not in the guy's contract. So I'm sure that it's in the contract that it says that he can leave him if he decides that he wants to, if he gets an offer in the UFC. So, I mean, look, dude, if it's in, like, if that's not in his contract, then yeah, I mean, then I don't know. I mean, then I don't even know what we're even fucking talking about. It's like, if that's not in his contract, then he can't leave the contract. Like, I do know this. Some of those contracts are different than others. Like, there are some of them where a person can just literally, like, there's not anyone. And I actually don't agree with this. Like, I think this is a bad way to do it, but like, there are some management contracts where like the fighter can fire their manager at any time for any reason. Like, literally any time for any reason, where I'm like, dude, I don't know. To me, I mean, like, anything is about like a competitive market. So if it's like, all right, well, which manager do I want to go with? And it's like, well, we'll do this for you. We'll do this for you. We'll do this for you. And listen, if you're not happy, we could, in the contract, you can let us go anytime you want. And another person's like, well, we'll do this for you, this for you, this for you, and we'll lock you in forever. I mean, I can understand if they're competing against other managers who are willing to do that, then that makes sense why you put it in the contract. But for me, like, having seen the amount of work that these guys do, like, I don't know. That seems super fucked up that a guy could just like bounce from a guy, someone who's been with him for years. And then like, now they're coming up. Like, just think of any example. It's like, I don't know, like just imagine any scenario where like a fighter has been fucking fighting for peanuts, managers like with him all the way, ride or die. And then all of a sudden, as soon as the fighter's about to sign a big ass contract, they're all, yeah, we're actually going to just go ahead and I'm going to do this on my own, or like this seems insane to me, but what the fuck do I know? But again, if it's in the contract, I mean, then what the fuck are we talking about? It's like, yeah, if I go to the UFC, then I get to leave you. And he's saying, and Fernand's argument is that he's going to take him to court because he's behaved in bad faith. I mean, did he get an offer in the UFC? Is there a thing in the contract that says he can fucking leave if he gets to the UFC? Then what the fuck are we talking about? You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? So, yeah. And listen, I'm pretty keen on picking up on death threats. There's no death threats in this, dude. There are no death threats in this, in what he sent. At least as far as I could tell. Dude, I think that there are like a bunch of chats that like I don't see when I'm on StreamYard. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I'm gonna find out though, because I'm actually gonna go and watch my own stream for a second and see. Because there's no way that there hasn't been one chat for like 2 minutes. Like no one. In the recording, Ali says he owns the media. The question for Jesse is, does he own me? How on earth would Ali own me? What could Ali possibly have on me? Like what? You know what I mean? Like with Ariel, like think about it like this. With Ariel has like TV contracts and shit. He has a press pass, all that. What could anybody take from me? This is like there's no one has any leverage on me at all. I would assume that's why people watch channels like mine, Guru, Mexican martial arts, because we're outside. We could say shit that people can't, like these guys can't say. There are things these guys cannot say, like just straight up can't say because they work for ESPN, or they work for whoever. But yeah, I mean, this is an interesting thing, except for, slight problem is Tom Hardy is winning big tournaments at blue belt, and Joe Rogan is he's got a Machado black belt and a 10th Planet black belt. Tom Hardy is not fucking with Joe Rogan in jiu-jitsu. Yeah, no one can take my YouTube channel from me except for YouTube. That's why you never hear me say a single negative thing about Google or YouTube. I'll just tell you guys when I make a mistake as an example and my reach is getting crushed. I also heard that I heard they changed the algorithm 2.5 weeks ago or something like that, 2 or 3 weeks ago, because they had the shorts and they had the long form stuff on 2 separate algorithms, and then now they've combined them or something. And I got my violation on September 17th, which who knows, dude? It might just be the algorithm change, but I got crushed since then. And then boom, just in terms of how many new people they show my stuff to. But it is what it is. Okay, so what else is going on? There was other stuff I was going to talk about. And so again, I'm going to be out. I'm leaving tomorrow. I will not be back until the following Saturday. I'm going to be super light on the channel. Oh shit. Dude, how scary are Amber Alerts, dude? These guys, if it's an Amber Alert, they're like, hey, motherfuckers, which is good. That's exactly what I would want if, there was an Amber Alert on one of my fucking kids. Thank you guys. I will definitely do that. I didn't hear that. I will just say this. I find it bizarre when dudes are into that. Not when chicks are, but I find it weird when dudes are into that. It is not a thing that no. Oh, thank you. Thank you, West Emerson. I'll be around, dude. I'm just going to do, I'll do shorts, lots and lots of shorts. So the reason I don't do picks lately is honestly because the way that I do them is I watch, I'll watch a bunch of fights. Like when I'm really like, okay, I really want to make it, I want to make solid picks. I go and I watch the previous, it doesn't need to be like 10, but out of a certain fighter's like last 4 fights, I'll pick 2 of them, usually the longest ones, the ones that lasted the longest. And then I'll do the same thing for their opponent. And then that's how I dial in the fight. And candidly, up until very recently, and still now, I have no fucking time, dude. My day ends every day at fucking 3:30 because I go to jiu-jitsu and I'm at jiu-jitsu until 8:30 every day. Like I was just thinking about that the other day. So I'm training 5-6 days a week. And so I'm like, man, I'm like, my days are so fucking short because of jits. It's like, it's crazy. But anyway, so speaking of picks, so I just did that with Jan and O'Malley. Like I just did that yesterday with Jan and O'Malley. And I was like, oh fuck, man, this is actually, it's like, okay. So sometimes I'll watch fights, watch footage and kind of just go, all right. So I could see, there's this, and there's nothing really blaring in some fights, especially when you have like really different styles. It's like, okay, so this guy obviously wants to wrestle. This guy wants to strike. That kind of stuff is unless you see him go against someone who has an identical style and then you see how they handled it, stuff like that. But like when it comes to like 2 guys who are stand-up fighter, who are standing up, sometimes it's kind of like, all right, like I could see something that I can kind of base my opinion pretty heavily on, and other times not really. But in the Jan and O'Malley one, like, dude, there's a lot there. There's a lot there because if you watch, like what O'Malley does best is one of Peter Yan's weaknesses, again, like if you go watch the Peter Yan versus Uriah Faber fight and then just go, okay, now replace Uriah Faber with Sean O'Malley, like, dude, Uriah Faber he was able to touch Yan. Now Yan obviously knocked him out and hit him with a couple nuclear shots, but the shots that he hit him with were straight punches. And Uriah Faber's fucking 5'4". Like I really think that O'Malley has a good shot of winning this fight, man. I really do. I think he's got a really good chance of winning. If you were going to create the ideal striker to beat Peter Yan, it's Sean O'Malley. I mean, straight up. Like if you were going to build, if it was just a pure stand-up MMA fight and you were going to build the ideal striker to beat Yan, it's fucking O'Malley. I know about the durability thing, but here's the thing, dude. You can't be that tall and be 135 pounds and not have durability issues. Like that's, you know what I mean? He's like you can't have it both ways. You can't be a fucking tank and also be, 6'1", 135 pounds. You know what I mean? So, I will talk about Jesus. There's a lot of good stuff to talk about. Okay, I'll talk about Gaethje and I'll talk about the what's it called? God damn it. Where'd that just go? What's his name? Uriah Hall, the Uriah Hall boxing match. See, I could have done videos on all these things, but I'm leaving. So it is what it is. But the Uriah Hall boxing match is really interesting because, what's his name? That he's fighting. Oh, fuck me. The running back that knocked out Adrian Peterson. Like that guy, when I first heard it, I hadn't really watched him box. And I went back and watched a little bit of that. And, especially like I certainly saw the knockout that he put on Adrian Peterson. He's fast, dude. He's really fast. But Uriah is a professional fighter, dude. Like we're talking about, I mean, we're talking absolute, the sheer pinnacle of athleticism with some fight training versus a lifetime of martial arts training. They're again, I mean, you know, I know Jake Paul beat Tyron Woodley. Jake Paul beat, I mean, Askren doesn't really count. But Uriah Hall is like a striker. You know, that's the one thing. I mean, Woodley has had success striking in MMA, but he's not a striker. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not a striker. Uriah Hall is a fucking striker. And he's just retired. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I think Uriah Hall should be heavily favored in that fight. But Le'Veon Bell, yeah, exactly. So I thought I was doing this big event for UFC 280. It's not that. I'm actually doing it the following week for the Jake Paul fight now. I just texted them to see if I can announce it yet, but well, so that's a good comparison, right? The only person with similar stature to O'Malley at 135 is Sandhagen, right? But Sandhagen doesn't use his length like O'Malley does. Like he's not like like Sandhagen's awesome. I love watching Sandhagen fight. It just, O'Malley is an absolutely, here's a pyramid of excellence on the feet. O'Malley is the absolute fucking pinnacle of how precise and good of a striker you can be with a body type like that. Here's the other thing. Usually guys that are like super tall and lanky like that do not have tremendously excellent fast twitch muscles, and O'Malley does. He's a fucking killer, dude. Like the more I watch him, the more I'm like, dude, he is fucking good, man. Like he's fucking good. And I've always said that. I mean, literally, I've been an O'Malley guy forever. But he is nasty, man. But so is Jan, dude. Jan is super nasty. It's almost like when you watch Jan fight, you kind of are like, especially like I've been within 6 feet of fucking Peter Yan at 273. He is a tiny person, dude. And, you know, hey, Melissa, she has, oh wait, you weren't at 270. Were you at 273 with us? You weren't at 273. That's right. You came to 274 and everyone after that. Never mind. But anyway, 273, we're in the front row and he came right by. And like, he's small, but fuck, man, that guy generates so much power, dude. He generates so much power. But I mean, like again, watch the Uriah. Seriously, God, it's. Do you know how much better all of our content would be? And I say our, like basically everyone except Triple C, because apparently he gets access to the UFC Triple C and Israel Adesanya, like for their channels, the like UFC just lets them use fights and stuff. But fuck, dude, if we were allowed to just do like live streams and then go through the fights and kind of go, okay, you see exactly what he did right there. Now compare it to this exchange right here when this guy's other fight, it would be awesome. But we can't. But bottom line is, when you watch Jan fight against Uriah, right? He really puts his power on display. But you also just get to see, it's like, the other thing is, in every fight I've ever watched of Jan, the first round, he is 100% holding himself back and feeling the other guy out, right? He really, he is, you know, I mean, like Anderson Silva does, or anybody else, any of these really, really excellent strikers are trying to kind of like, you know, they're watching him and they're downloading their pattern, you know. Okay, when he does this, he steps to this side. When he does this, steps to this side. If he throws this, you know, he hides this behind this. And they're tempoing it like a speed bag, except a much, much higher level algorithm to where, and they're downloading it so they can catch them and not get caught. And Jan in every first round does that. And the thing is, dude, O'Malley has such a tremendous reach and I might even say precision advantage over Jan, that Jan, if he loses the first round because he kind of, holds back. The thing is, O'Malley does that too, a little bit. Like O'Malley's not like super aggressive in the first round either usually. But if O'Malley could steal that first round, I mean, all he has to do is win one of the next two. Yeah, Jan went the distance against Sandhagen and Sterling, and he probably, he might have gone the distance against Sterling in the first fight, but probably not. I think he was probably going to finish Sterling, but yeah, it's really interesting, dude. Like Sandhagen and O'Malley, I really genuinely really enjoy watching both of them fight, and they carry it so different, man. They're just you know what? I have the perfect way to explain it. Look at their tattoos. And I really just on its face, that sounds ridiculous, but in this case, their tattoos tell the entire story of who they are. Like seriously, not the entire story, but if you were going to kind of describe them high level and get like a kind of high level look at each of these guys, look at their tattoos and interpret them like a smart person. It's like O'Malley he's a walking fucking red Corvette, right? All the time. He's like, check me out. Like I said, and I'm not saying this is anything other. This is a compliment, right? Because this is his intention, is to be a magnet for attention, right? And he carries it like that all the time. He's a fucking visible guy. He's obviously a total badass, but he's as loud as he can possibly be on purpose. And I don't mean that just audio wise, in his appearance and every single thing that he does. He's being loud on purpose. Sandhagen has an entire nightmare back tattoo just on his back with no visible tattoos anywhere else. Okay. Think about what that means. Okay. He doesn't want people to see him coming. That's exactly what that means. He wants people to look at him, I've said this a million times. Like as soon as you actually go into an environment where you're training with guys that are a fucking real deal, you get to know them, you start to understand that there are these fucking absolute killers walking around and you would never know, dude. You would just never know. Hey, man. Hey, would you let me borrow that, dog? And they're like, should I kill this guy or not? And with Sandhagen, he wants you to underestimate him. And then he wants to be able to take his shirt off. And then you're like, oh, fuck. It's like underneath this facade of calm is a fucking killer. That's what his tattoo says. An entire nightmare on his back that no one gets to see unless he decides. That's why. They're completely different people. But it's like a perfect metaphor for, what kind of people they are. But both of them, I love watching both of them fight. Sandhagen is a goddamn savage. And O'Malley is a fucking precision. I enjoy watching O'Malley fight more than any other person in the UFC. He's my favorite guy to watch. But he's just his style is incredible. What was the other thing? Oh yeah. O'Malley can check leg kicks. Excellent. And I know I've said this on the channel 1,000 times, but I'll say it again. I watched the Munoz fight back and I watched every single kick that Munoz threw without exception. Every single one stopped, slowed it down, watched it really, really slow. And it was Sean checked a lot of them, not all of them, but he checked a lot of them. And when he checked them good. He checked them where it was fuck, Munoz did not like that one bit. And if you've never had a leg, a kick checked, just think about these injuries these guys get where their leg snaps in half. Okay. Do you ever see someone get kicked and then their leg snaps in half? That fucking never happens. This shit never happens. You never see a guy take a kick to the leg and their leg snaps. People's legs snap when someone checks their kick. That should be the thing that people it's like, oh, that was a good check. And people kind of go, oh, okay, good check. Noted. It's like, dude, that check right there did more damage to his leg potentially than an absolutely flush kick in some cases. So, It is what it is. So, but yeah, like the Gaethje and Conor thing, here's what I don't understand. Because believe me, I would love to do a video about Gaethje and Conor. There's nothing well, why would I not want to do a fucking video about Gaethje and Conor? You know? And the reason why I'm not is because Conor just said he's going to 70. He just said it. He said, I'm going to 170. So like what, I mean, and what Gaethje said about Conor was, I think he's too busy up there doing steroids. So like, I mean, listen, here's what I'll say also about this. In the event that Conor wanted to come back at 55, that is the fight. Like that's the fucking fight. You're not going to convince me that it makes sense to throw him straight into a title fight. Although if I owned the UFC, I might do it just for the money, you know, like it'd be hard from a business perspective not to do it. But the fight to make it, honestly, and you'll probably make just as much money on a Gaethje fight that's not for the title and just make it the headliner. You know, I mean, that's like that fight makes the most sense if he's going to 55. But if he's going at 70, what are we talking about? Gaethje's not going to 70. Gaethje's never had any, he's never said he wanted to go to 70. He doesn't have any problem making 55. Like, why would he? You know? And I agree with that chat right there. O'Malley's great talent on the verge of Conor status. If Conor wins this fight against Jan, if he knocks Jan out, oh, man, we're talking, he's going to the fucking moon, dude. He's going to the moon. I think, dude, Masvidal all day, dude. All day, Masvidal. And if you really, yeah, I mean, dude, if you wanted to pull a Nick Diaz, you know, do Nick Diaz, get Conor a win, you know, get Nick Diaz a huge payday. And who, I mean, you know, it's not like both of them are question marks. I would say I would be pretty fucking bullish on Conor in that fight, though. Ooh, that is an excellent question. That is a fucking excellent question. I actually don't think that. I think they have an equal, limitless ceiling to their superstardom. Like literally, I don't think that either of them has much advantage over the other, because both of them could be as big of a star as you could possibly be. Yeah, I mean, there's neither of them have a fucking ceiling. Who do I think Colby will fight next? I have no idea. I have no idea what Colby's doing, dude. I literally have no fucking idea what Colby's doing. I just have no idea what he's doing. It's like, he's not saying anything. He's not asking for any fights. He's like, I mean, like, look, explain this to me. Now, this is a video. You know what? I should probably, you know, it doesn't matter because fucking, I'll do a full video about this, but I'll just say this. How the fuck does Leon Edwards put a shin through Kamaru's head and becomes the new champion, and Colby says nothing? He doesn't say anything. Like, he doesn't ask for either fight. Like, he said nothing. Like, he literally didn't say fucking anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. Because the UFC is saying like, oh, no, Colby's going to fight. Colby's going to fight. We've got stuff, you know, we're lining stuff up for Colby. All right. Well, like, I mean, we all know how this works. Like, we all know how this works. Why is he not asking for that fight? Why isn't he asking for a Hamzat fight? Why isn't he asking for the Kamaru fight? Why isn't he asking for a rematch with Masvidal? Why isn't he like, there's all, I mean, of anyone in the welterweight division, why is he asking for the fucking Conor fight? I mean, real talk, like, if out of every fighter in the UFC, I don't think anyone has more huge fights that make perfect sense for them to make than Colby does. You know what I mean? Like, tell me which of these doesn't make sense. Okay. Colby versus Conor, fucking all day. Colby versus Kamaru, part 3-round fight for whoever gets to fight Leon. I mean, it's not super awesome, but like that works too. Colby versus Leon in fucking in Wembley Stadium all day, dude. All fucking day. Masvidal all fucking day, dude. The ultimate fucking grudge match now. You know what I mean? The ultimate grudge match. Khamzat Chimaev all day, dude. All day. That's one. What's that? What'd I say? Conor, Masvidal, Kamaru, Leon, Khamzat. That's 5 blockbuster fights that make perfect sense for Colby all day right now. And he's not asking for any of them. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. Conor would never accept the Colby fight. Of course he would. Of course he would. I mean, look, I think a lot of people probably are sitting here going like, oh, if Conor fought Colby, he would just get taken down and it would look like Colby versus Masvidal. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what, like, I have no idea why, I don't know what, I have no idea what Conor's going to look like. I have no idea what Colby is doing. It's an impossible fight to handicap. I mean, if I just Google Colby Covington, like, I don't even know what comes up right now. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the last thing is a week ago, a hypothetical match between Khamzat and Colby Covington. Here are what the odds are. Khamzat opens as a small betting favorite over Colby, except that fight's not happening. Then Colby Covington, potentially the most difficult matchup for Khamzat. That's Daniel Cormier. Just a quote. And then before that, it's 3 weeks ago when Dan Hooker said he was an idiot, the one I did the video about. A week ago, Chimaev targets Colby Covington. Covington doesn't respond. I don't understand, man. Here we go. Oh, well, look at this. My friend Chael said, Colby is a hard guy to get to this is 5 days ago. Colby is a hard guy to get to the table. Chael Sonnen claims Colby Covington will only return to the octagon if the UFC promises another title fight following a potential clash against surging contender. Oh, wow. All right. So Chael said that Colby would come back and fight Khamzat if it was a number 1 contender fight. Why on earth would that not be a contender fight? But you know what? I thought they're saying, I can't keep track of all this shit. I thought Khamzat's going to 85. I can't keep track of all this shit. I thought Khamzat's going to 85. Did I not just hear Khamzat's going to 85? I heard I'm fucking crazy because I thought maybe this whole thing was a work. And he's going to 85 because of course he's going to 85 because if it's not a work, he fucking weighed in at 178.5. Obviously, if that's not a work, then fucking he's not going back to welterweight. He missed by 8.5 fucking pounds. I mean, oh yeah, man. Give me that. I already did an entire video about that. Give me that fucking fight, dude. Give it to me right now. I don't want to see any more of either guy. I don't want to see anything else. I want no more information. I want to go I want to fucking go into that fight trying to handicap it just like blah, blah, blah. Just nonsense. Like I don't want to have even a moderately intelligent opinion on that fight. I want to go in completely blind. Best American wrestler to come into MMA in fucking 100 years versus Khamzat fucking Chimaev. Let's get it, dude. Let's go. Because here's the thing about that. I think, given the pedigrees, those motherfuckers, they're going to wrestle, dude. Don't you think? Don't you think? Like, or you think that they would come in and be all, let me show you how good my striking is now in mixed martial arts? Or you think they're going to be like, oh, I heard you're a good wrestler. He's like, oh, I heard you're a good wrestler. Let's fucking find out, bud. You think I'm going to pull guard? You think I'm going to throw an overhand right? Let's wrestle. Let's see who can really wrestle, bitch. You know what I mean? Bo Nichols. Okay. I mean, there's no 155 Colby won't happen. What on earth? What this? I don't understand why. Like 97 world champ with a wrestler guy. If what that means is I am talking to the 97 freestyle wrestling world champion, which I have learned not to assume that I am not talking to those type of people on here, then I'm not going to argue with you about a grappling pedigree. But like, I just can't even imagine there being anyone where Hamzat is that big of an underdog grappling. You know? Do you think Gordon Ryan was toying with Bo in their match? Because I think he was. Wait. What are you talking about? Is that real? Oh my God. How have I never seen this? How the fuck have I never seen this? Thank you, Jay Bizzle. I mean, I will say this. Gordon Ryan always looks like he's toying with people. Because he is definitely using as little energy as possible all the time. When was this match, though? Oh. So Gordon Ryan goes for the legs. Interesting. I'm going to watch this later, but I don't think that there is any reason that Gordon would not have beat him. Like, I mean, I don't think there's any reason why he would have like not tried to finish him if he had a chance. I mean, he just. Oh, wow. Wow. That entry that was fucking crazy what Gordon just did. So who ended up winning this? It's just like. Oh, and then so Gordon finished him. What did he get? And he got him he got him a triangle. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if like, thank you very much, sir. I mean, I don't know, like, I mean, they're doing it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, listen, dude, all the best submission grapplers in the world just went against Gordon Ryan and he fucking mopped all of them. I mean, this is exactly. I mean, like exactly. I mean, wait, did he dip Gordon at a different time than when he was trying to throw him off when he had the triangle, or are you just talking about when he had the triangle on him, which ended up actually making the triangle worse? What I was talking about when I went, holy shit, was when Gordon, like, he did that thing where he kind of, he did that leg lock entry that Asian dude did against Anderson Silva in Pride, whose name I can't remember. I think it was one of Anderson Silva's last losses in Pride, where that guy, he did that fucking insane, like, made himself horizontal to the ground and came in on the leg lock entry and just went whap against Anderson Silva, which I mean, that was insane. And that's what Gordon did on there. Wait, what? Gordon had an Americana on his back. Like, I can't see his back. All I can see is like Bo's back is to me. I literally can't, like, from my angle. Yeah, all I could see, Bo, like, all I could see is Bo's back. It looked like he just had him in a triangle, but I believe you. I believe you, yo. I believe you. Wait, 11, 15. Okay, hang on. How much time is left on in the fight when he suplexes him? Oh, 3:47. Okay. All right. 350, 349, 348, 347. That is not correct, sir. That is incorrect. All right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but dude, Gordon Ryan, he literally gave him his back. He walked backwards, giving him his back to suplex him. He's like, go ahead, here. Go ahead. Go ahead. That's pretty cool. Okay, so yeah, actually, so the answer is yes. Gordon was 100% toying with Bo Nickel. An Americana while in a triangle. What the fuck? I don't even I can't even picture how that would happen. All right. I got to jump. I will see you guys soon. I will do some I'll do some short videos, and I'll probably go live a couple times too. I'm going to be doing a live fight companion for Jake Paul Anderson Silva fight with Matt Mitrione and Frank Mir in person at Thick Boy Studios, which is going to be super fucking fun. Trying to get Cheeto to do it too. Anyway, love you guys. Peace.